What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we're taking a look at Where Winds Meet here, the new free-to-play game over on Steam, and this is on the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus running the Intel Core Ultra 200. Ultimately, this game's been pretty good so far for the most part, being a free-to-play, and it looks really good on the handhelds and on the PC and plays pretty well for the most part, so there's room to adjust and get what you want out of it. Now, I am going to be running this pretty much just at its topped out 30 watts that we're going to allow it with its boost, but we'll take a look at some 17 really quickly as well. But you can adjust between 15 and 30 wherever you want and still be able to get playable performance out of the game. I suggest using DirectX 12 because that's going to allow XeSS, which is what we want for our upscaler with Intel. Or if you do want to use FSR with frame generation, you'll need DX12 as well. As far as our settings, we're at full screen 1200p. You can knock down to 800p if you wanted to and get even more performance, but I am concentrated on the native 1200p here for the display, along with XeSS, performance, balance, quality, and all that we have here, which looks and works really well here on the Intel hardware. With the performance graphics preset, which is all low, and we're going to take a look at the balanced and quality that we have here as well for the game on the Intel. So as we get into it here, performance preset 1200p, XeSS on performance, 30 watts auto VRAM, and for the most part we get some pretty good performance out of the game. It's going to range anywhere from 40 to 70, 40 to 80, depending on where you're at, who's around, what's happening, and all of that. And this is all solo play, not online, which does bring your performance down when you go online. Now again, you could bring your TDP down and save some battery and still get some pretty decent performance out of the game. 17 to 25 watts will net you pretty decently, except for some of the busier areas where maybe the CPU wants more power. You might have to bump it up a little bit, but it does work okay in here. Back over to our 30 watts here and back up to 70 something on our FPS. Now, again, you could use FSR and that would allow you to enable frame gen if you wanted to in the game. And of course, you'd need to knock the scale down a little bit more to get more out of that. And there's going to be a little bit more input latency and that type of thing. And it does work a little better on the AMD handhelds versus the Intel. So I really just prefer staying away from FSR and frame gen for now. Use lossless if you really wanted to, and stick with the XeSS on upscaling. Quality in the 50s there, standing still, and on balanced around 63 here, and of course performance was around 71. Now we do have those graphics presets, so going from performance to balance is going to add some medium in there, which will bring us from about that 71 to 57 FPS standing right here. So those three medium settings do make a difference on the graphics here and on the performance. If we go to quality, that's a mix of high and medium that they have set here with one low on the effect quality, and that'll bring us down to about 46. If we go up higher, it brings us down too far to really get playable in a lot of the areas, and I suspect even on the quality it would get pretty rough in some areas. I did opt to pretty much stick with balanced here rather than performance because I think it ran good enough and looked a little bit better in a lot of places, especially with the XeSS going on performance to kind of push things there. But for me, this worked out pretty well. There's going to be skips and stutters and things. I've had that on all my PCs, including the handhelds and desktops, but it handled it pretty well here on the Intel for the most part without any major issues. So I think everyone will find it pretty playable depending on what you want for your settings, TDP, and all of that. But anyways, I've got some gameplay from some different areas of the game here in the first few hours that you can check out and see what performance is like with these settings and adjust things how you want to if you're going to jump into the game. As always, thanks for coming to watch, and I'll see you in the next one.
Kill! You! We've searched for hours and found nothing of value, let alone